Hi, this is Jenny Brav of Radiant Wholeness Healing, and today we're going to be exploring depression. So I invite you to close your eyes and just notice how your body is feeling in this moment. Maybe it's feeling numb or heavy, tired, listless, whatever it might be, just noticing the state of your body, and you might also just be disconnected from it. And then noticing any emotions that are present along with the depression. And again, you may or may not have access to them, and that's okay. And taking a nice breath. And then noticing if there are any thoughts present, anything you're telling yourself about the current situation. And then noticing if there's anything about this state that feels familiar. Maybe asking yourself when the first or most significant time was that you started feeling this way. Noticing if there's a memory that comes up, or an age range. And it might also be a memory of someone else in your family being depressed. And then just taking a deep breath and asking your inner wise self, and again, it may not be accessible in this moment, how you might feel if you were on the other side of the depression. Maybe there might be a little lightness, some joy, curiosity, aliveness, whatever it might be. Again, if anything comes up for you, and if not, it's totally fine. Then we're going to start tapping. You can keep your eyes closed or open them. I'll be naming the points. Tap along with me or using your own points, repeating out loud, modifying as needed. Even though I'm feeling really depressed, and I can't imagine not feeling this way. And part of me is feeling resigned, hopeless. I'm open to loving and accepting myself deeply and completely. Good. Deep breath. Tapping all over your head. Hi, part of me that's feeling depressed. Inside of the eyebrows, overwhelmed. Outside of the eyes, powerless and resigned. Under the eyes, breathe. Sad and heavy. Under and above the lips. And feel free to add anything else you might be feeling under the collarbone. I see you. Middle of sternum, I feel you. ribs. I'm so sorry you've been feeling so depressed. Side of the body that it's so hard to connect to your aliveness. Wrist, your motivation, or the wrist. Some days it's hard to get out of bed. Tapping all over the head. I'm so sorry. Inside of the eyebrows, breathe. And I know you've been telling yourself so many things about this. Under the eyes, that it's too much. Under and above the lips, you can't take any more. Under the collarbone, what's the point? Middle of the sternum, there's no support. Ribs. Hi, old beliefs. Side of the body. I know you helped me make sense of things at some point. Wrist. And it's possible that now, other wrist. Telling myself these things, head. It's just making me feel worse. Inside of the eyebrows. It's possible it's safe for me to be present now. Outside of the eyes, breathe. Under the eyes. High emotions. Under and above the lips. High old beliefs. Under the collarbone. I've been storing you in my body. Middle of sternum. Until I was ready to look at you. Ribs. High body. Side of the body. And just checking in with your body, noticing any parts that are numb or heavy, very low in energy, and just breathing into those parts. Wrist, high body, other wrist. Thanks for holding all of this for me. Tapping all over the head until I was ready to look at these old feelings. Inside of the eyebrows, breathe. High depression outside of the eyes. Overwhelm under the eyes. Hopelessness under and above the lips. Sadness under the collarbone. Fear. Middle of the sternum, breathe. I acknowledge you. Ribs. I know you're trying to help. side of the body. The wrist. And I know I come by this honestly. Other wrist. I acknowledge any young part. Tapping all over the head, who felt trapped inside of the eyebrows. Powerless outside of the eyes. I see you. Under the eyes, I feel you. Under and above the lips, I am so sorry. Under the collarbone, that it absolutely was not safe for you. Middle of the sternum. To connect to the fullness of you. Ribs of your joy. Side of the body. Your anger. Rest your needs. For the rest. Your aliveness. Tapping all over the head under those circumstances. Inside of the eyebrows, it was so smart of you. Outside of the eyes to tamp it all down. Under the eyes to disconnect. Under and above the lips. From your essential self. Under the collarbone, that's exactly what you had to do. Middle of the sternum to survive. Ribs. To feel a little bit safer. Side of the body. And of course, you developed all these beliefs. Rest to try to make sense of things. Other rest. That it's safer not to want anything. Tapping all over the head. That as soon as things are going well, it's going to be taken away from you. Inside of the eyebrows. That it's all just too much. Outside of the eyes, that it'll never get better. Under the eyes, that's the only way you could make sense of things. Under and above the lips. And the good news is, under the collarbone, those circumstances have changed. Middle of the sternum and disconnecting from my aliveness now. Ribs is making me feel less safe, not more. Side of the body, it's so much harder to motivate. Deep breath. Let's pause in the tapping and let's hold out this pattern of disconnecting from your needs, your aliveness, your joy, your anger, your selfness. your life force energy so that you wouldn't be a threat to others. You wouldn't yourself feel in danger of being punished or lose love or whatever the circumstances might have been. And nodding, honoring this pattern for how it served you. And if it feels like you're ready, releasing this old pattern, releasing any cords tying you to it. And then holding out in front of you any associated beliefs about yourself or the world that we've been exploring, naming, stacking those. And again, nodding to them, acknowledging how they served you once, and recognizing how at this point they're just recreating the very situation that they were originally intended to help with. So releasing those, releasing any cords. And then calling back that essential part of you that is vibrant, alive, has needs, emotions. Calling that back through your crown, rewiring your neural pathways to have this as your default state rather than the keeping everything repressed pattern. And then rewiring your nervous system so that your own life force energy, your own aliveness, your own knowing becomes the default state of your nervous system, calling back or calling up your parasympathetic nervous system, turning it on rather than the sympathetic, and bringing this sense of aliveness, this full permission to connect to all parts of you and to your heart. Knowing that often when we feel depressed, it can be an indicator that we've disconnected from some essential parts of our selves, of our soul. And inviting your own essential self, life force, energy, aliveness to fill all four chambers of your heart, releasing any energy, replacing it with this vibrant, flowing energy, letting it radiate out, sending it up and down your timeline, and tapping all over your body, shaking it out, touching something grounding. And thank you so much for joining me on this journey. Like, subscribe, turn on notifications, and definitely let me know how this went in the comments below. It's always helpful for me and the YouTube algorithms to know that this is landing. And feel free to reach out if you want to know more about working one-on-one with me. Thank you so much.